disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I sat there and I watched this, and it opened with there was the Aboriginal issue, and here we had an Aboriginal who was doing a rap song, which I couldn't understand. I thought, I'm not used to seeing Aboriginals sing rap, although, fair enough. But it just went on for so long, about 20 minutes, that I watched this Aboriginal. As far as I'm concerned, that is not Australia. They are part of the culture, the heritage of this country. They are not what Australia is about. I felt that I'm sick and tired of hearing this pushing about, reconciliation and the gap, and yet we had outside the games, we had people that were protesting. How many billions of dollars have we poured into the Aboriginal industry? And I said it in my speech in 1996, and it's no different these days. And this is why there's more of a division that's happening in our country, because governments now are going out of their way to set up waiting rooms for Aboriginals only. They're setting up jobs for Aboriginal only. They're actually, now you've got to declare your white privilege. It's a load of bunkum and a lot of garbage, and this is going to be divisive in our nation. And I'll go back to what Paul Hasluck said, who was a minister in the 1950s. He said, you have a social problem, and he said, you have a racial problem. And we are now having that racial problem in a country. If we keep heading down the track that we're doing and trying to appease these ones with their own agenda and dividing our nation, this is apartheid.
Ms. Hanson, can we just stay inside the stadium, though, for a minute? You said that you didn't like the fact that there were Aboriginal performers as part of that opening ceremony.
No, I didn't say it wasn't.
And you said...
I didn't say it wasn't. There was 20 minutes on that. 20 minutes. That was portrayed to the rest of the world. Aboriginals are not that... where's everything else that is so significant in Australian history, what we are? Where was that part of it? We have a population of 3% population in this country. Our country is not based on the Aboriginals. Our country is what it is because of the migrants that have come here. I have been a person that...
Okay, but why would we not celebrate Aboriginal culture as part of the opening ceremony? You're saying that that's okay, but it was too much?
Of course it was too much. It was over the top. Over the top as far as I'm concerned, because there was a lot of aspects of our country that should have been in the opening ceremony of that Games, not watching didgeridoos. How often do we as Australians ever go and see, hear didgeridoos being played? It's not a common occurrence in this country unless you go to an area that is with the Aboriginals. Listen, I've got nothing against the Aboriginal people, but I'm sick and tired, made to feel as if I'm a second-class citizen in my own country, that I am Indigenous as far as I'm concerned. I was born here. This is my country as much as anyone else. Because you're an Aboriginal and people are ticking the box claiming Aboriginality because of the benefits they get. And the whole fact is that anyone who is of Aboriginal descent, the same age as I am, why have they got more right to this land than what I do? And the government is going to bring in a bill in the next sitting of Parliament in the lower house to actually now give the Indigenous Land Council, which they have the right to buy acquisition of land, to give them the right to the waterways. Now, this is what they're doing. And
Pauline Hanson, there'll be a lot of people listening to what you just said there, and there will be a lot of people listening who would think that some of what you said is just flat-out racism.
I don't look. Criticism is not racism, and I'm sick and tired of people having a go at me because it's racism. We have racism going on in this country. Blatant racism.
We have racism.
That you will get the assistance and help purely based on your race. That's fact. I have got a lot of people that I'm trying to assist and help. I don't look at based on their race or the colour of the skin or their culture. I look at on a needs basis, and that's where we need to get back to. So what do I tell those people who are actually struggling to pay the rents or can't get the assistance or health care that they need, but they can't get it because they are not Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander? I'm working with people, the Aboriginal community up at Bamaker now, and to get some things done for them up there. They can't believe of how much effort and what we're putting in, that we're the first ones, me, Pauline Hanson, who's a One Nation, who is getting things done for them that they've never had any assistance before in the past. So don't call me a racist when people don't know what the hell I am.
Right. Let's talk about the situation at hand, which is this redheaded Ronald McDonald looking motherfucker named Pauline Hanson. Now we still trying to we still feeling the impact of the last little racist stunt what they be pulling on television. But the Sunrise, Channel 7 Sunrise was talking all that shit about creating a second stolen generation. So we haven't even gotten over that part yet before they move on to this other shit with this Pauline Hanson getting up on the fucking news talking about she's disgusted in the opening ceremony because it was indigenous culture. What the fuck is this shit? Like, this is the craziest motherfucking shit. And because we living in this climate right now in 2018 where you got all these motherfuckers is in position, like you got Donald Trump over there, all these right-wing motherfuckers in position. So it gives Australia enough leverage to pull the tricks that they really want to pull, which is going back to the 1950s and the 1920s, because that's their golden era for these white people. That's when they felt on top of the world, because they could use the rest of us as slaves and shit. But like, I see all these media reports on fucking Pauline Hanson blasting the opening ceremony of the Commonwealth Games, the Stolen Wealth Games. But I don't see no reports on anybody blasting her for that stupid shit that came out of her mouth. And like I was saying, like, this is the climate we in these days. Like, they're positioning themselves, all these right-wing motherfuckers. See, I grew up in an era where there was no right or left. There was just right and wrong. And these motherfuckers is just wrong. All these right-wing motherfuckers is crazy, white supremacist motherfucking elitist, bigoted ass motherfuckers. And because we in the climate at the moment, it's the right climate for someone like Pauline Hanson to become a fucking senator. Someone with that point of view and them stereotypical thoughts, you know, is a fucking senator. Can you believe that motherfucking shit? But that's what I'm saying, we in that climate. I never get surprised by what these motherfuckers say on national television here in Australia, because it never shocks me, because I seen it coming. Like, you know what I mean? If you let these motherfuckers shock you and surprise you what they say on television, then you're not even gullible enough to think you're living in a little happy little country and all this and that. But boy, they're doing mass manipulation through the fucking television, making you feel like it's okay to be oppressed. So what we need to do is counterattack these motherfuckers. You got a fucking camera in your motherfucking pocket on your phone. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. You gotta fucking be up on your game, bro, because we're in a new fucking climate now where it's not left and right no more. Yeah, I mean, and it's not right and wrong no more, it's left and right. And like, they trying to make out the left is some homosexual. So yeah, man, this shit don't surprise me or shock me when you see these white fucking Australians getting up on television talking shit about us. And like, they be doing what they do, but they ain't doing it well. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We're gonna check this black motherfucker out. Trying to roll up on the spot. I don't know who he is. What you looking at, bro? Faggot? That's what I mean. Because they say they so fucking what do you call it? They're so embarrassed of themselves. They see a black man, like an Aboriginal, talking to himself on the motherfucking phone. They they know that we telling the rest of the world what they be doing over here in Australia. So they don't like us Aboriginals having phones and shit, but that's why I keep telling you so, man. We all got fucking phone and shit in our pocket. Like, we got the tools and shit to get the motherfucking word out there. So if you say these motherfuckers trying to do you wrong or something, in the government or the fucking police or in the media, record that shit, man. Put that shit on fucking record for the rest of the world to see. Because if you don't, you're gonna have motherfuckers like Pauline Hanson controlling the narrative. And we can't have that. But you can't act shocked or surprised neither. You gotta know what it is. Because it is what it is.